Today we are going to save ourselves a lot of smoke, odors, heat, and maybe even a small fire. Today we are going to build a smoke detection and extraction system for our boat. Tweet, tweet, chirp, chirp, tweet, tweet, chirp, chirp, chirp. Greetings, fellow sailors, and welcome to an exciting new episode of the Low-Cost Sailor. In today's episode, we are at long last going to regain a bit of our sanity and discuss the topic of smoke on the boat, the potential risk of fire, and how to act with calmness and prudence when encountering smoke. Oh dear, what is happening here? Forgive me for the false alarm. Carlo started playing with the special effects we have prepared without warning. Now, where was I? Oh yes, acting calmly and sensibly. In today's episode, we are going to talk about smoke, and not the smoke caused by seeing the new decrees that aim to regulate recreational boating, but the smoke that can be generated inside our boat, and that can be a sign of a fire on board, or sometimes simply that we are not ventilating well while cooking. So today, we are going to install a smoke detector on our boat, of course connected to our Wi-Fi network to receive alerts on our mobile. And we are also going to build a smoke extractor for the kitchen of our boat. Obviously, if there is smoke inside our boat, especially if we are not in it, it can be a very, very bad sign. It almost certainly means we have the start of a fire on our boat, and the sooner we find out, the sooner we can act on it. So today, we will start by installing a very simple smoke detector that costs 10 euros, so we can quickly find out if a fire starts inside the boat when we are not there and act accordingly. But smoke is something that can also naturally accompany us on the boat, for example, while we are cooking, or it could be bad odors or heat that are produced inside. Let's explore how we can construct a smoke extractor for the boat's kitchen with minimal expenditure. This will assist us in ventilating the area and eliminating unpleasant odors or some heat during the summer months. And all this saving us, well, quite a bit, although I have searched intensely to see how much we save. And the truth is, I haven't found much information about range hoods for boat kitchens. And above all, I haven't found anything worthwhile in terms of space and ease of installation. Some very cheap range hood requires making a 30 cm hole. Besides the accessories with their complexities, or air recirculators with carbon filters, which seem simpler to install, though they are quite bulky devices. Although they are still relatively large and expensive. We're talking about around 200 euros. In any case, if you often cook on the boat, you may have realized that just like in a caravan or a camper van, it's not advisable to cook certain things inside. Especially if you don't want to flood your boat with odors and smoke. But I bring you the ideal solution, and for only 10 euros. And not just one smoke extractor, but two.
This, David, already looks like a TV shopping ad.
A telemarketing advertisement? Tired of the odors inside your boat? Does the smoke make it hard to breathe while you cook? Do your friends no longer want to go with you to the boat because it smells like fried sardines?
I used to like coming to the boat with David, but every time he cooks there's smoke everywhere. And now he's taken to cooking sardines. You wouldn't believe how it smells. It's disgusting.
Today we have the perfect solution, the Chinese fan. The Chinese fan will effortlessly enable you to eliminate the smoke and unpleasant odors from your boat. You can return to preparing fried sardines and making yourself some delicious churros or grilled prawns. The shrimp are not included alongside the fan. Furthermore, it will effectively repel anchoring neighbors who come too close. The Chinese fan is truly the perfect invention. And now, for merely 10 euros, not only will you receive one Chinese fan, but we will provide you with two. That's two fans for the cost of just one. Alright, let's go shopping. Right, this project is simple and the purchases will be as well. For smoke detection, we are going to buy a 10 euro Wi-Fi smoke sensor that runs on batteries, has an audible alarm, and will also send notifications to our mobile through our boat's Wi-Fi. Comparable to our alarm door sensors or the bilge flood sensor that we have previously installed in earlier episodes, which will be positioned around this specific area. Furthermore, we are planning to purchase a pair of rechargeable fans from China that we intend to utilize in constructing our kitchen smoke extraction system. Basically, we are going to buy a couple of rechargeable fans on AliExpress, and we will also buy a couple of 16850 batteries, which are like the ones used in Teslas basically. In total about 10 euros.
Everything 10 euros?
Well, 10 euros for the fans, 10 euros for the alarm.
So 20?
20 euros. In total 20 euros. We just have to wait a couple of weeks for our purchases to arrive. The 2 weeks have finally elapsed, so almost everything we ordered has now been delivered. Well, practically everything. We have this nondescript box, which will function as our smoke detector, and the 2 Chinese fans in these amusingly designed boxes. We have acquired 2 18650 batteries to furnish power to our Chinese fans, and a 9V battery to supply energy to our smoke alarm. Let us commence with the smoke alarm. If we open the smoke alarm, what do we have? Screws, our smoke alarm, and the instructions. We are not going to use the screws because we will stick it with double-sided tape. I don't want to make holes in my boat carelessly. The subsequent step involves our instructions, which thoroughly elucidate every detail, particularly the crucial section regarding the configuration of the Wi-Fi. So let's proceed with it. The first thing is to put in our battery. Let's close for now. The next step, we will need the mobile phone, and the next step is to download your app from the Google Play or the Apple Store if you haven't downloaded it already, because if you have installed more of the sensors we've seen, then you will already have it installed. So let's configure it. You have the links in the description. We're going to start recording the screen here so you can see everything. We launch the Tuya Smart App and we tell it we want to add a new sensor. We choose a protection sensor and select the Wi-Fi smoke detector. It shows us our Wi-Fi network that we want to connect to. We can choose it. I already had it configured, and the password, the Wi-Fi network. We click next, and now it tells us what we need to do to pair, making sure the light is blinking. First, according to the instructions, what we need to do is remove the batteries, put them back in, and within the first 20 seconds after inserting them, hold the button for about 5 seconds until it makes a beep. It is now in detection mode. Now we check that it is blinking, we click next, and it will start searching. Alright, so at this moment, it indicates that it has successfully registered and instructs us to proceed with initializing the device, incorporating the device, and here we have it. Now, we are able to modify the name on the display. Let's name it, for instance, Smoke Detector. Complete the process, and here it is functioning. It displays the most recent instance it detected smoke, among other details. Therefore, we will temporarily set it aside and proceed to install it in just a little while. The additional item that has arrived is our Chinese fans, which come with the fan itself and also a small cable for charging the batteries. We can even operate it utilizing the cable, so if you connect it even without a battery, it will function when plugged in. Nonetheless, the batteries are not provided with the link we supplied, so we have procured 2 additional batteries that we plan to install. The procedure will be as simple as positioning each battery in its designated location. We have one available right here, and we also have the other one as well. We should recharge them, which would entail plugging this into this spot and connecting it to a USB port. They are already completely charged, so we can use them right away. They have 2 buttons, one to turn on, 3 ventilation levels, and one to turn off. Basically, it's very easy to use. We will soon see it in place and how it works, but for now, we are going to test everything and install the alarm in its place. Well, let's see how our invention works. The first thing will be to generate a bit of smoke and see how the detector functions. Carlos, now you can use our smoke bombs. After conducting numerous tests, which Carlos will undoubtedly be able to present some images of, and experiencing several setbacks along the way, with our patience nearly exhausted, we have concluded that the correct method to install it is in a vertical position rather than a horizontal one. This ensures that the smoke infiltrates more swiftly, causing the alarm to activate more promptly. So we are going to take it, and we have decided to position it right here. I don't even want to start describing how the entire boat smells like smoke from all the numerous tests we have conducted. And consequently, we are planning to take it and strategically position it approximately in this specific location. You have the flexibility to secure it, fasten it, or employ whichever method you consider appropriate. And now with the Chinese tablets we acquired, which are nearly depleted due to the extensive testing we have conducted, we are going to meticulously observe what the reaction is like when utilizing authentic smoke. Now let's ventilate quickly, although surely the best thing we can do is use our Chinese fans. My mobile device's smoke alarm is emitting a beeping sound in this location. We can also stop it by pressing here. The boat is already filled with smoke. As you can see, in just a few seconds it detected the presence of smoke, started beeping like crazy, and most importantly, we received the alert on our phone. In this situation, we can either contact port authorities if we're not nearby, or grab our 2 kg Class B fire extinguisher and start putting out the fire. Good thing the law requires us to have one. What would we do without the government telling us what to do at all times? We would have to use common sense. Shoo, come on, what a hassle. Now let's see how well our smoke extractors work. Now for our test, what we're going to do is grill some sardines and see how much smoke comes out and how much smoke comes out afterward with our fan and how well it works. We have our sardines, which have been sourced from AliExpress right here, and they are truly delectable and packed with substantial flavor. At this very moment, we are preparing to introduce our smoke. And here we are in the process of preparing our small sardines, and it's gradually filling up with a moderate amount of smoke that, rather than escaping outward, tends to come inward, as is typically the case. Now let's test what would happen if we place our fans that fit here perfectly. We place one here, the other is attached here, and the other is attached here. We turn them on, set them to full, and now we're going to get our smoke going again. We see from outside how it absorbs and expels the smoke. Ready. Well, as you may have seen, the truth is that there is a very important difference between having the fans on and not having them on. It's the difference between the smoke coming inside, staying inside, especially depending on where the wind blows, or going outside. I am very happy, and also remember that you can not only use them for this, but they are always practical as fans to give us a bit of cool air, and you can place them on the bed, outside, anywhere, especially those of you living in warm climates. Here it would almost be better if they had heating. Any alarm you add to the boat is important and will always give you an extra sense of peace and an extra sense of security for whatever happens on the boat. The smoke alarm, given its price, and the fact that if you've set up the Wi-Fi and all that, will notify you on your phone, is very handy to have. However, the creation of the Chinese fans is genuinely remarkable in how something so straightforward can significantly enhance comfort on the boat. And especially when I think about how I came up with the idea, which was last summer, quite spontaneously because I already had the fans for something else, and when I started cooking I said, oh wait, this fits. I don't know if you'll be as lucky as I am with how well they fit, but well, you have other options. You can secure them with elastic bands or do anything else to make them fit well. I encourage you to take the ideas we propose, give them the necessary twist to adapt them to your boats, and get everything up and running. Thank you very much for your attention, sailors. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and remember to hit that famous bell so you get notified every time a new video arrives. See you in 2 Fridays on the next episode of The Low Cost Sailor, along with that bird that goes chirp,